Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you live in the Royse City Independent School District, you know that the decisions made by the Board of Trustees, they ripple out to affect everything. We're talking from your property taxes all the way down to what actually happens inside your kid's classroom. So today, we are unpacking the latest RCISD board meeting from August 10th, 2026. We're going to translate all that dense bureaucratic language and those super lengthy resolutions into a clear, direct look at the local tax impacts, safety updates, and classroom changes that you actually need to know about. Now, because these school board meetings cover a massive grab bag of topics, we're going to use this quick agenda to keep us on track. We'll be looking at the new tax rate, student safety and security, community and classroom updates, managing district funds, and finally, the policy review timeline. Let's just dive right in. All right, Section 1, the new tax rate explained. Let's take a look at the 2026-2027 financials. Okay, so here is the exact number that impacts your wallet. The board officially set the 2026 total tax rate at $1.25 per $100 of property valuation. To put that into perspective, if your home is valued at, say, $300,000, this is the exact multiplier they use to figure out your local school tax bill. The board unanimously passed this resolution to secure the funding for the 2026-2027 school year, and it's the precise figure that the county appraisal districts are going to use to collect those taxes. To really wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this district, just think about the total certified appraisal roll. We are talking about over $8.4 billion in property value across Rockwall, Hunt, and Collin counties. Crazy, right? When you apply that newly approved tax rate to that massive appraisal roll, you get a total tax levy due of just over $59.4 million. That $59 million, that is the absolutely crucial revenue the district relies on. It keeps the lights on, pays our teachers, and literally funds the entire educational apparatus for this coming year. Moving on to Section 2, Student Safety and Security, specifically looking at House Bill 3 compliance. Safety is obviously top of mind for every parent right now. Recently, the state of Texas rolled out House Bill 3, which includes a very specific armed security officer requirement for all schools. Well, during this meeting, the RCISD board voted 7-0 to re-adopt a resolution declaring what's called a good cause exception. Now, what does that actually mean? In practical terms, this exception is basically a legally mapped out compliance strategy. It lets the district formalize exactly how they are navigating the state mandate locally, making absolutely sure their campuses stay secure, while of course playing by the rules of the law. Next up, Section 3, Community and Classroom Updates. Let's talk about transportation and some really cool recognitions. We usually just think of school buses as the way kids get to and from home, right? But the board actually passed a new resolution authorizing the executive director of transportation to provide busing services for the Royse City Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce. Now, this isn't just a free ride for anyone. There are some really strict criteria here. The events have to directly involve RCISD students and provide a documented educational benefit. We're talking about things that foster leadership, workforce development, civic engagement, or actual internships. The whole reason this partnership got the green light is pretty simple. Texas law allows school districts to use their resources for public educational purposes, as long as there's a clear benefit to the kids. So this transportation framework was approved because these chamber-sponsored activities directly align with the district's core mission of preparing students for future success. It's honestly just a fantastic way to connect our local business network straight to student workforce readiness. But hey, it wasn't all just dense policy and bus routes. Inside the classroom, the board voted unanimously, 7-0, again, to approve the high school book consideration list. And, maybe my favorite part, they kicked off the whole meeting by celebrating some serious student excellence. 4 absolutely incredible percussion students from Royse City High School, Dean, Lucas, Allison, and Jalen, were formally recognized for their achievements in an international percussion ensemble competition. It is just such a great reminder that behind every single budget line item and board vote, there are incredibly talented kids achieving great things on a global stage. All right, shifting gears to Section 4, Managing District Funds. Let's take a quick look at the TechStar investment pool. Think about this for a second. When a district is managing tens of millions of dollars, how do they safely handle their short-term financial savings? Well, to maintain absolute oversight over those funds, the board approved an update to their Texas Short-Term Asset Reserve Program, which everyone just calls TechStar. Fun fact, the district has actually been using this public funds investment pool since 2009, so the action taken here was really just updating the authorized representatives who can manage the account. Why does this matter for everyday residents? Because this kind of routine housekeeping directly aligns with RCISD's strategic goal of absolute financial integrity and transparency. It just ensures the right, updated people have their eyes on the community's investments.
Finally, Section 5, the policy review timeline. Let's look ahead at the District of Innovation.
Because an explainer isn't just about what happened yesterday, right? It's about preparing you for what's coming next. Here is the district's actual roadmap for this fall. In September 2026, the District of Innovation Committee is meeting to review things like instructional material exemptions. Then, the baton passes to the Board of Trustees in October to consider approving those proposed innovation plan amendments. And finally, in November, the board will consider the final approval of related board policy updates. This could be anything from revisions to board operating procedures to extending timelines for resolving grievances. Basically, it's a structured, multi-month process designed to totally refine how the district operates.
So what does this all mean for you? The crucial takeaway is this: your local school board is making decisions right now that shape the everyday reality of your community. With over $59 million in tax levies approved, new security resolutions in place, and major policy shifts on the horizon for this fall, the wheels of local government are turning fast. The roadmap is laid out straight through November. So the only question left is, how do you plan to stay engaged and make your voice heard in the RCISD as these new policies take shape? Thanks so much for learning with us today, and we'll catch you on the next Explainer.